welcome back to We're Having Fun. Yawning already.
Sorry.
So excited.
Sorry, I didn't have a energy drink like somebody.
Wilson had one. That's all he drinks.
It's disgusting.
Come on, Wilson. You're better than that. Yeah, we're back. Hello. Hi. I'm back from sick leave. I was down for the past few days.
Yeah,
Not
you were.
feeling well, but I'm doing better today, so we're recording. Mm-hmm. Gotta keep it going every week.
Yeah, we did not have a chance to watch this movie until, we just finished it a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So we're doing it all in one afternoon.
Squeezing it in. Yep.
But before we do that, we should probably talk about the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, because that came out this week.
Yeah, it did. Yes. I'm trying to remember it.
Do we need to watch it real quick?
No. We get to see the little Thor running through the
Yeah, because it starts
forest.
off, he's running through the forest. It shows him as he's getting older, just flashing forward, I guess.
Yeah.
It shows...
He's with the Guardians, for a bit at least.
Yeah, he's with the Guardians. At one point, Star-Lord is telling him something about the people that he loves. Yeah. And he just, slowly inches into the frame,
Yeah, Star-Lord's looking at his team, you gotta find those people that love you and support you.
Exactly. And Thor just slowly moves into his line of vision. He's like, no, not you.
Yeah, Thor has his eye back.
Yes, I noticed that.
And it's blue again, somehow. Not sure what's going on there, but...
maybe we'll figure that out.
Yeah, he's kissing pirate girls.
Yes.
Don't know who that was.
No idea.
That was interesting.
Korg is back.
Korg's there, yep. Yeah, Valkyrie's around.
Yeah, it shows her at one point.
I don't think it really gave us much about what's going to happen in the movie.
No, but it did show. It showed this golden palace looking place, and there was a lightning bolt.
Maybe it's Olympus with Zeus.
Well, I've heard that Zeus is going to be in it.
Yeah, so probably definitely. I'm hoping that means Hercules will be in it.
Yeah,
Hercules is great.
I think that Russell Crowe plays Zeus.
Oh, really? That was Russell Crowe?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But you can't tell because he's turned to his back is turned to the camera. You can't really see him.
Oh, huh. That's interesting.
Do you know who the bad guy's going to be?
Yeah, it's Gore the God Butcher.
Played by
Christian Bale.
Yes.
Which is interesting. Mm-hmm. And that I think it's Gore.
Yeah.
He's a very good character. I've read the story and it's pretty cool. So I don't know. It doesn't seem to be exactly that, but it's definitely seems like it's going to be fun. So and
so maybe
he's
that's
a good bad guy. Hopefully.
Maybe that's why the Olympians are there, because he's going to be going after those gods.
Yeah, looks like you already killed some big old monster god thing. Him and Korg are standing on some kind of stone, and there's this big dead beast on the ground, covered in snow and ice and whatnot.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, so...
I did notice that Fat Thor is there when he's doing little chains.
He has to work out, get back in shape.
But there's a big skeleton across from him.
Oh, yeah, so who's that? We don't know.
And then, of course, what else is there? Is there anything else? Is there anything else that
he's got a lot of
happens
costumes.
Yeah, he does.
A lot of good costumes.
Is there any other character that they show, maybe at the end of...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yes. Yeah. So we see the return of Mjolnir.
Yep, and also the return of Jane Porter.
Jane Foster.
Porter. Why wasn't Porter this Tarzan?
She's back. She's back from the jungle.
Jane Foster. Oh, Natalie Portman. That's probably what threw me off.
Probably so.
Portman.
Yep, Natalie Portman's back as Jane Foster. She's going to be female Thor.
Yep.
Which, is pretty cool.
And she has Mjolnir. And if you look closely at it, it's the one that Hela broke. Yeah,
because it's all cracked and all that. So it's back together, getting the hammer back together.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And in the comics, Jane Foster was dying of cancer, and she went and got the hammer and was worthy. And whenever she's Thor, she doesn't have cancer, but if she goes back to being Jane, she has cancer again. So
that's a weird story.
It's a weird story. Yeah. So
yikes.
She's got to stay Thor, I guess.
Let's hope that's not how they do it. Because that's not cool.
It's rough.
Yikes.
Yeah, so it should be interesting. Mm-hmm. Do we know when it's coming out? Does the internet know?
Hold on. I'm pretty sure I have it like in that email that I always keep going, that email draft.
Yeah.
From what I know, it is... Well, I have it sometime in July, because I have it. It'll be like right after July 4th weekend.
Oh,
it'll be that next weekend, I think. So.
Okay. Well, we're about to have Doctor Strange, and then a month or so of whatever, and then Thor, maybe Obi-Wan, I guess, will fill in that little gap.
Yes. Yeah.
So
that's true. Yeah.
Should be an interesting time.
So we've talked about how we're gonna do MCU movies in order, because of course today if you've seen the title of this, you know what we're covering.
Yeah.
And we've already done Iron Man.
Uh-huh.
Then it's Iron Man 2.
Yep.
And then it will be Thor. Mm-hmm. And it should, if we're doing it once a month, like one a month, then we should do the original Thor like a couple of weeks before we do the new Thor.
Nice.
So that'll be fun.
Perfect timing. Mm-hmm. That'll be good. Yeah. That'll be coming up soon. I'm excited. It's going to be a big year for Marvel movies.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. That should be fun. Some other news. Did you hear about Daniel Radcliffe, Mr. Harry Potter?
No.
Got a big ticket for speeding. And then when they asked him like why he was going so fast, he was like, well, I didn't expect no patrolman.
That is the worst.
Expect no patrolman.
That is so bad. I can't in good conscience laugh at that. It's awful.
Yeah.
I'm just shaking my head. That's just bad.
We're having fun.
Are we though? After that?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I thought you were going to tell me something cool about Daniel Radcliffe, not make a terrible joke.
Nah. It's all, I heard it today, so I was like, well, I got to say it on the podcast.
Oh,
She'll love it, and you did.
Yeah, this is the face of someone who's loving it.
Yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
No.
You're loving it.
No.
Well, anyway, let's go to Moon Knight.
Oh, please, let's go to Moon Knight.
What happened? We're in Egypt.
Yes.
Yes.
Still. Because we were in Egypt the last episode also.
Oh, yeah, we were.
And technically at the end of the episode before that.
Yeah, I forgot. It all kind of running together for me. We watched this one like the day it came out, which is not normal for us.
Yeah, usually we watch it on like Saturday.
Mm-hmm. But did it different. Mm-hmm. So what happened?
So at the end of the episode before this, because this was episode 4, right?
Sounds right.
Okay, so at the end of episode 3, they had like the whole turning back the stars thing.
Yeah.
And Khonshu gets put into stone.
He's a stone boy.
And Mark/Steven fall to the ground. No powers.
He fall to the ground.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Bad time. How did we do that? So this one starts off with the avatars. Or not the avatars. All of them. Just the avatar
like Osiris or somebody.
It's...
I can't remember
Osiris
which
or
one it
Horus, I can't remember which one, but he's taking the stone Khonshu to, I guess, where they've trapped all of the other gods and goddesses, because what the heck?
It's not a good thing.
There were so many of them.
Yeah, they seem to be trapping a lot of them.
And what's great is, like, there was room for one more, and there's little Khonshu's space. And that little statue of him was adorable.
It's a cute statue.
I have to say.
Yeah.
A lot cuter than actual Khonshu in the show, because he's real
ugly.
creepy.
Yeah, for sure.
So then we go back to Layla and Mark's body.
Yeah.
And she's like, get up, because there are, like, people coming.
Oh, yeah.
They roll down the hill, the dune, whatever. And at the bottom, there's, like, their
Jeep was there, yeah.
Yeah, so she just leaves Mark's body there.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta save myself, sorry.
Yeah.
So she runs off. She runs off. She gets in the Jeep. The bad guys are trying to find her because they're like, there's only one person here.
They're on a big mounted gun, too.
Yeah, but she pulls out, like, a flare.
Yeah.
And does a whole Jurassic Park looking thing.
Yeah.
Because we were like, what is this? So she's like, hey, I'm over here, you know. So they start shooting at her, come after her. And she's kind of moved around, and she throws a flare into the back of their truck where they have all of these explosives. Yeah, all the ammo, and it just explodes everything.
Yep.
And then Mark's like, "Hey, what happened? What's going on?" Or actually, it's not Mark; it's Steven.
Yeah, Steven's there.
Because we were like, "Which one of them is it?" And we both said, "It's Steven."
Yeah.
And it was Steven. We were right.
Yep.
Because he starts.
Oscar's good.
Because he starts talking in the next scene. And he's got the British accent, so it's definitely Steven.
Yep.
So however he was like standing, his posture, I guess, just kind of gave it away.
Yeah, he's good at differentiating.
So they go to the dig site where the tomb is supposed to be.
Yeah.
But you can tell pretty quickly that something is wrong.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody there. It's like, okay, well, where is everybody? Because surely there would be a few people outside, you know, doing something.
Yeah.
But there's
at
nobody.
Least garden it or something.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's nobody at all. And then you see, like, there is blood.
And some kind of tool.
Because we're like, are we supposed to know what that is?
Yeah.
We didn't figure it out later.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just this tool. And there's blood. And then they're both getting ready, but they're in separate tents.
Yeah.
And Mark is talking to Steven in, like, the reflection of a mirror. And he's like, are you falling for my wife?
Yeah. You're in love. Okay.
You better stop it. She's my wife. Don't you dare. And Steven's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But then they meet back up outside and
they do some kissing.
They do kiss, and it was a really awkward kiss.
It was a weird kiss.
It was real weird.
I mean, Steven's weird.
Yeah.
He's a little awkward.
He is.
It's maybe his first kiss.
I don't know. And he seemed like he really enjoyed it. And she was kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, she's conflicted.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense, you know. I mean, she's used to Mark being in that body.
Yeah.
That's who she's used to kissing in that body. So it would be strange.
And Mark knew how he felt about it.
Oh, yeah. Because as soon as she, like, walked away, Mark punches Steven in the face with his own hand. So, yeah, he was not happy.
Yeah, that was funny.
So they go into the tomb. And
Steven falls into the tomb.
Yeah, because Layla's like, yeah, we're just gonna, I forget what she says, but I guess she's saying however they're gonna get down in there. Like, they're gonna rappel down, but it's not rappel.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And he says something, and she's like, oh, Steven, you're so funny. Acting like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know, he does not know what she's talking about.
He hasn't done this before.
So, yeah, he just falls down. He falls down into the tomb.
Yeah.
So, anyway, they get down there. It's a big maze.
Yeah, there's like 6 different ways to go. Mm-hmm. And Mark's like, I got it. I know what it is.
Yeah, and he goes to a table, and he draws the Eye of Horus.
Right.
And then it, like, reflects off the ceiling or something.
Yeah,
after
he erases it, his flashlight reflects off of it, and it bounces on the ceiling. I don't know why.
I don't understand it. It's weird, but...
But yeah, apparently the Eye of Horus stands for, like, all 5 senses.
Yes.
It's one part that's
so, like, the pupil smell, is, like, his sight, of course, and there's one part that's hearing, and then there's a little curly bit that comes down, and that's supposed to represent the tongue. Mm-hmm. So they're like, well, obviously, the Avatar is the tongue of the god, so...
Mouth of Khonshu, yeah.
So we have to go there.
Yeah.
So they start heading that way. They run into this big area where there are, like, mummies up against the wall. And she's like, it's the priests or whatever of Ammit.
Well,
or of the pharaoh, because they realize it's a pharaoh's tomb.
Right. But weren't they like, these are the people that tried to get in or something?
I don't know, because I couldn't figure out if that's what it was or
I think
if it was
so.
Maybe.
Because we see the actual priests a little later.
Yeah.
Not much later.
No, because they're looking around and they realize that there's blood because they're like about to walk down the hallway and he's like, there's some blood there. I don't think we should go there. She's like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
That way's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
We're not going that way.
So they're like, we'll look around and see if there's any other exit. So Mark looks up, he sees, Steven. Steven looks up, he sees, because, it's hard to keep track of them. But he looks up,
Think about how it is for him.
I know, right? He looks up, he sees a pathway. You have to, like, climb up onto this, like, platform to get up there. So Mark gets up there, because Layla's like, well, go on. Mm-hmm. And he climbs up there, and he's looking around, he sees the exit. He sees some other stuff up there.
Yeah, there's, like, a bunch of different powders and such.
Mm-hmm. And there's like a whole like body up there, like
Yeah.
a mummy up there. And then they hear shooting down the hallway that they didn't go down.
Yeah.
And then Layla's like, okay, I gotta hide. So she hides. And here comes...
Behind the table. Basically.
Yeah, behind the table, exactly. And here comes one of the priests dragging one of Harrow's guys with him.
And clicking around.
Mm-hmm. Ugh.
Because apparently they lose their tongues when they get in there.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So then he straight up kills that guy on the table.
Yeah,
and
it's one of the cops from
that other episode.
Came to his apartment.
Yeah, because there was like the guy with the beard, and that's who it is. And then there was the lady with him. Mm-hmm. But it's the guy with the beard, and so he gets killed.
Yep.
And it starts like taking
his
organs out and putting them in the canopic jars. Jars, how you want to say it. I'm not exactly sure. Heard it both ways. And Layla is still there, and she's like, okay, this is not where I want to be.
Yeah.
So she's
trying to scoot around.
Mm-hmm. She makes a noise, of course.
Yeah, she knocks one over him.
And then Mark makes a noise to like distract it from her. Yeah. And so it starts like climbing up. It's like climbing under, and
it's like up on ceilings and whatnot.
It's
underneath them.
Real gross.
Yeah.
She runs off.
Yeah, she runs down the path that they didn't want to go down.
Yeah.
Which is a great idea, obviously.
Yep. So she runs down that way, and he pushes over this like table kind of thing on it, and he's like, I squished it.
Yeah.
Which is cute. And then he goes through the other passage.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. And of course, we found out, that's also where we found out that tool that we saw outside with the blood was an embalming tool.
Right.
So there you go.
And those priests, man, they reminded me of the clickers from Last of Us. It was creepy. I had some flashbacks.
So Layla starts going across like this this ledge kind of area.
Yeah.
Because there's this big bottomless pit underneath.
Yep.
And so she starts going across there, and it turns into a horror movie even more than it was before.
You see that little priest running back behind it?
Did not like that. And like a hand comes out and grabs her, and she's like, ah, and she like finally gets away from it, and you're like, okay, she's safe. And then it just like pulls her back into darkness.
I was like, oh crap.
And we're like, okay, well, Layla's dead.
Yeah.
But she's
she just
not.
Keeps coming back out. She gets pulled back in.
Mm-hmm. And then they have like this big fight on the ledge.
She comes back out with its arm at one point.
Yeah. And they're fighting. She's on the ground. It's trying to stab her with its like bone.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Pulled the arm off.
Yep.
And then finally she throws it over the ledge, and she almost falls off too, but she makes it up.
Yeah.
And she's about to go, or she's about to go through the door or back through the rest of the pathway when Harrow shows up. Here comes Arthur Harrow, and he's like, well, I'm going to talk to you. And we're like, just go. Just keep going. Don't listen to him. Just keep going. Because all of these people just keep listening to him, and then he's turning them.
Yeah.
It's like, just don't listen to him. Just go.
Yeah, he's obviously the bad guy.
Just keep going.
He's got glass in his shoes still. I'm like, get out of there.
So
he can't be trusted.
Anyway, so then Mark he finds like the Pharaoh's tomb.
Yep.
And he's like, wow, this is so cool. It's like this big sarcophagus. And he goes up to it.
There's Macedonian text.
Macedonian text. He's like, that can only mean it's one person. It's Alexander the Great.
The lost tomb of Alexander the Great.
Pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah.
So he gets up there. He opens it up. And he's like, okay, I'm looking for the whatever. Because I didn't really know what he was looking for.
Yeah. Well, he's looking for Amit.
Yes. He's looking for Amit. And he's like, okay, where is it at? I don't see it anywhere. And he's like, oh no.
In the mouth. His avatar's the mouth.
Like, it's the mouth. So he starts ripping the bindings and stuff off the mummy, and he's sitting there going, sorry, Mr. Great.
Yeah.
Which got me.
Yeah.
And so he sticks his hand down in the mouth. And so he's searching that way. Meanwhile, Arthur's like, by the way, Mark killed your dad.
Yeah. Won't you ask him about it?
Yep. So she's like, okay, I will. And she just goes on. Finally. And it's like, oh, thank you. Go. So then Stephen finds the statue.
Yep. It's Amit's statue.
Pulls it out.
So apparently Alexander the Great was the avatar for Amit at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Layla shows up and she's like, I don't care what's happening right now. I just want you to tell me about what happened to my dad.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, we gotta go. And she's like, not until you tell me. Yeah. So it's like, okay.
So great. He changes into Mark.
Yes.
Steven's like, I'm not going to deal with this.
Well, also because she's like screaming at him and saying, Mark, tell me what happened, Mark. And he's like, peace out. Mark's coming back. So Mark shows back up.
Yeah.
And he's like, the guy that I was with, it wasn't me. It was the mercenary that I was with.
Yeah, he was part of a group of mercenaries and he got betrayed.
Yes.
And he was almost killed.
Yeah.
And that's how he ended up with the country, which lines up with the comics because the girl, his love interest in the comics, what was her name? Like Charlene or something? I don't remember. Yeah, her dad was an explorer out there, found the temple, and then the mercenary who was Bushman, who we've talked about, it does kill her dad and then kills Mark because Mark tries to save him. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, and that's what he kills Mark. Mark crawls to Khonshu and Khonshu grants him life again. Makes him his avatar. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay. So, but she's still mad at Mark because she's like, oh, okay, sure, you didn't kill my dad, but you led his killer to him.
Yeah.
So she's still pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I hear people. You gotta hide. So she goes off and hides.
Yep.
I can't remember if she takes the statue or not.
She might have.
Maybe.
I think so.
I can't remember. Arthur shows up with some of his guys.
Yeah.
And he's like, give me the statue. He's like, I don't have it. I think he must have given it to Layla.
Yeah.
He's like, sorry, bro, I don't got it. And so he's like, well, I can sense that Khonshu's not here.
Yeah.
He knows Khonshu's not there because he saw the statue of him.
Yep.
But anyway, whatever. Ugh, I just can't stand him. I just can't stand him.
He's a good bad guy.
So, he's like, give me the statue. He's like, I don't have it. And so he's like, oh, okay, well, get him. And like the guys start going toward him. He's got this axe that he took out of the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
And he just like starts.
Takes out a few of them.
Takes out a couple of them and then Arthur just straight up shoots him.
Yeah, pulls out a pistol and just bang, bang.
Shoots him twice. He falls into water and...
Yeah.
I guess he's dead. I
I don't know. He falls into this, like, shallow pool.
Yes.
Like, where it just barely... It doesn't even cover his face.
No.
And then it, like, cuts to him, like, falling down into this...
Into darkness.
Deep water. Yeah, into darkness. And he doesn't have bullet holes at that point in him. Mm-hmm. So, is this him, like... crossing over or something, or is he in some kind of limbo? I don't know. Egyptian,
don't really know. Yeah, exactly.
Mythology very well.
Don't really know, but he comes to.
Yeah,
pretty much. You don't really know what's going on because it shows this like it's an asylum basically.
Yeah,
and there are people
wakes up in a wheelchair.
Oh, actually, it starts off. I remember how it starts off now.
Okay.
Sorry, it's been a couple of days.
Yes,
it starts off, it's like an old TV show.
Oh,
an old
movie. Yeah.
And it looks like it's from like the 90s, like early 90s, something like that. And it's this guy with like, he's like an explorer looking guy and this kid, and they're wandering through the jungle. The kid almost gets killed. And then you find out that it's Stephen Grant. Archaeologist or whatever he was.
Yeah.
And so it's like an Indiana Jones kind of ripoff looking thing.
Yep.
And so we're like, wait, Stephen Grant, excuse me? And then, of course, it shows on the other side, it's people watching the TV in an asylum. There are like white walls everywhere, lots of like frosted glass and stuff.
Yeah.
And you see Mark, and he looks like he's just coming out of like something, like not sleep, but out of, whatever.
Yeah. Some kind of daze.
Yeah. And he's looking around.
Heavily medicated.
And the guy that parks his wheelchair over to the side is that guy that we just saw get killed earlier, the guy with the beard.
Yep.
And so he's there, and it's like, what is this guy doing here? And then Layla shows up, and she's eating marshmallows.
The gold-painted guy, who I believe is Crowley, that he always talks to
in the park or whatever.
He's calling out bingo numbers.
I did not know that was him, because I don't know what he looks like without the gold.
The girl who worked at the gift shop with him was there with one of the dolls. She was holding one of the dolls they sold at the thing.
Okay.
And Who else was there? I think maybe the girl that he was supposed to go to the steak restaurant with. I think she was there.
Okay,
maybe.
So like lots of people
of stuff going on. Yeah,
from the other episodes.
There's a drawing of Khonshu. And Layla has like a Band-Aid on her finger with like a scarab on it.
Okay.
I had to look at what it was because I was like, what is that on her bandage? And yeah, it looks like it's a scarab.
And then Mark looks into the reflection and he just sees himself.
Yep.
So Steven's not there. Yep. Steven's not there. And he drops something on the floor and he looks down at it. It's a little figurine of Moon Knight.
Uh-huh.
So like a little action figure.
Why is there an action figure of Moon Knight in this world?
So weird.
Is that a show and he's projecting it into his life like he did with Stephen Grant?
Yeah.
Explorer extraordinaire.
Don't know what's going on.
Don't know.
But he is also, he gets up and he tries to stumble toward his reflection, and he falls down. That's, I think, when he drops the thing in his hand, the action figure. But he's chained to the wheelchair, just like he used to be chained to his bed.
Right, yep.
It's like, okay.
There's that fish. His fish is there, too.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A
lot of stuff from the earlier episodes that's just kind of like little Easter eggs all throughout.
And Layla's like pinning up the postcards that were at his apartment. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Is it all in his head?
Don't know.
Yeah.
But then he's talking to his doctor.
Yep.
And it's clearly Arthur Harrow.
Yep.
He's the doctor. He's talking.
The doctor.
He has a cane there.
Yeah.
That does not look like the same cane, but it's still a cane.
Right.
And he keeps seeing, like, he can see his feet reflected, and he's wearing the sandals, like he's been wearing with the glass in them.
Yeah. He's got a pyramid. He's got a bust of Ahmet. Mm-hmm. And some of those jars are there, too.
Yep, some of the Canopic jars. Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. It's like, what is going on? And so he has, like, the VHS tape of the Stephen Grant thing, and he's talking to Mark, and I can't remember anything that he says.
Yeah,
I was just kind of like, I don't know.
You need to help yourself to help. If you want to get better, you have to help yourself or something.
Yeah, and something about every time that that they bring up anything like Stephen Grant or anything like that, he kind of freaks out.
Yeah.
Freaks out on him. And so he's like, okay, you tried to kill me. You shot me.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you shot me! And he like just jumps up. He starts trying to run away. And when he does, he's still like under the influence of whatever they've been giving him.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to run, but he keeps kind of flopping over. It made me laugh. But it was really, really well acted.
Yeah.
Because it just looks like somebody, if you were running... If you got up to run and you didn't realize that your foot had fallen asleep or something like that, it was a lot like that.
Yeah.
And so, but as he's moving, he's starting to come back to himself a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so he calls for a guard or guards or whatever for orderlies or something. And it's the bearded guy and the lady that he was with earlier. Those two
cops. Yeah.
Yep. The two cops. And he hits one of them and he bites the woman, I think. And she's like, what the heck, man? And he gets away. He runs out. He runs down like the hallway. There's one hallway that like tilts at one point.
And stuff starts moving. It's getting weird.
And then he runs down that hallway and he hears something, or no, he runs into a room and he closes the door and the people run by it and they don't see him. And inside that room, he hears something, and he looks behind him, and there's a sarcophagus, and it's moving, and there's someone inside it,
on it,
and like saying, "Let me out!"
Yep.
So he opens it, and it's Steven.
So they hug it out. They met each other.
What? But they're supposed to be in the same body. So they hug and everything, and they start running out. They're going to try to escape this place together. They run by another door where there's another sarcophagus that's like
somebody else is
in there that's like, hey, let us out. And they just leave it. They just keep going. So
maybe that was Jake trying to get out.
Yep, assuming that's who it was.
Yep.
And they run toward the end of the hallway where these doors open up. And it's a giant hippo lady.
Yep.
And she just goes, hi. And they scream and it's done. That's the end of the episode. But I really like the screams are different even because Mark has like a lower scream and Steven has a higher pitched scream, which really got me because I'm pretty sure he's screamed in a previous episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have different screams, which is a nice little touch.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's like, what is going on?
Where is he?
Where is he? What is happening?
What is that goddess's name?
Taweret.
Taweret, okay.
I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. It's Tawaret.
Yeah.
And I've literally only ever heard of this goddess in one other TV show.
Oh, really?
Can you guess what TV show it is?
Lost?
Yes. What the heck? What is this doing? In Lost and in Moon Knight. It's literally the only two places I've ever heard of her. So weird.
Maybe they're on the island.
I don't know. But there's like a big statue of her on the island.
Oh, really?
And they're like, she's like the goddess of fertility.
Yeah.
And they have fertility problems on the island.
Okay.
So that's like one of the big things.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Where are they? Is
they?
it a real asylum? Is it maybe the underworld or something?
Yeah, is it a limbo kind of situation?
Is this all in his head?
I don't know.
There's a lot of theories about what's going on.
Sure there are.
So, yeah. It has to be some kind of like underworld thing or in his head. Because at the point where he's like finding Steven, at that point it's like, well, this is obviously not real necessarily. So. Yeah. What's gonna happen? I don't know.
Don't know.
We'll see.
Getting very interesting, though. I just love, though, that she shows up and they're like... and she just sounds so sweet, too.
She does.
Like, she's kind of like, oh, I didn't realize anybody was going to be here, you know? And she's like, hi.
Wiggles her little ears.
So cute. Giant hippo lady.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
Maybe this is where they're going to be able to set Khonshu free.
Maybe
that's where all the trap gods are.
Maybe.
They have to come get them. That could be.
I don't know.
We'll see.
So, yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens next. I like that they're being mind-bendy. I always love that.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know what's going on.
The very first episode was kind of mind-bendy, but not quite to this level. But I like it. It's fun.
They're cranking it up.
And it was... I'm pretty sure when we were watching it... that as soon as it shows him in like the asylum kind of place, I was like, this makes me think so much of Legion.
Yeah, it's very Legion. Yeah. So,
which I only saw the first season of Legion, but
it's great.
Yeah.
There's one or two things that I'm like, that's not great, but that's really great. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I remember liking the first season. I just never knew when it came on, so I just didn't watch it. That's how I am with most part. With most TV shows, like on actual TV, like cable or regular, network TV. I just forget when it comes on. That's why it's so much easier to watch something on Netflix or on Disney Plus or HBO, something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where it goes from here.
I got 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's pretty much going to end and then go see Doctor Strange.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, speaking of the MCU, we did it.
Yep.
We watched it. We watched The Incredible Hulk.
We did.
The maybe black sheep of the MCU.
Yeah, I would say so. It's also one of the rare MCU movies that's not on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Because of Universal.
Yeah, because most of them are on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I think the only other ones, other than this one that aren't, are the Spider-Man ones.
Yeah, maybe.
But everything else is pretty much all there collected in one spot.
Yep.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
To have it all together.
Disney and Universal don't get along very well because and Universal has the distribution rights, so they say where it goes.
Yep.
And they have a feud about the theme parks because Universal uses the superheroes at their theme park.
Yes.
So Disney can't use them at their theme park.
Yeah, because there's
which makes them mad.
There's a Hulk coaster.
Yeah.
Technically, they can use them in the California parks.
Oh, okay.
But not in the Florida ones.
Okay.
I think. Because I'm pretty sure they have like Avengers Academy now in the park.
Yeah.
In what's called in California.
But. Yeah, and they have the the Guardians Tower of Terror thing now too.
Yes.
So.
But they are working on something. I feel like in Florida they're working on something Avengers or Guardians related right now that they're going to have some kind of coaster. But there's a lot of stuff. And what's really funny is sometimes I'll just open Google on my phone and it will give me random news stories about stuff. And there was one that I saw earlier this week and it was like Oscar Isaac goes to Universal instead of Disney, and I'm like, what? Such a clickbaity article. Yeah. He went to the theme park. There was a picture of him in front of the Universal, like the big Earth thing that they have at the theme park. Because I guess he lives in Florida or near Florida somewhere.
Let's go find him.
I'm like, yes. let's go find Oscar Isaac.
Oscar.
But supposedly he goes to the Disney parks a lot.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming he has kids.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't really know much about him.
Maybe he just likes to have fun.
Pretty sure he's married, so
maybe.
So maybe he has kids and he takes them. I don't really know. But he goes to the parks occasionally, and this time though he went to Universal.
Wow.
And a lot of people were like, oh, what does this mean? It's like, it means he wanted to go to Universal. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. Calm down.
Guess we gotta stop watching Moon Knight now.
Oh my gosh. And then one of the things, somebody was like, I don't really care about the whole Disney Universal thing. All I care about is I was working that day and I didn't see him.
That's so sad. Poor thing.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So, Incredible Hulk. This is, they tried once with Ang Lee's Hulk, which honestly, this movie's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I hear people, like, talking bad about it all the time, and I'm like... there were parts of it that it was like... but then there are parts that, like, there was one part that it may be one of my favorite moments.
It might be the best moment in the MCU
movie. Oh my gosh, I've watched it so many times already, and this is the first time that I've seen this movie, and I've already watched that one scene probably 4 times.
Yeah.
And the GIF version of it more than that. And yes, I say GIF instead of GIF, and I'm sorry that I say it wrong, but whatever.
I'm not sorry. But, I feel like it's tainted by Ang Lee's Hulk, because I watched that one and it is so boring and bad. I hated that movie. So it just kind of rubbed off on this one. I feel like I watched them like within weeks of each other when I first saw them. See,
I feel like I watched the Ang Lee one, but I don't remember anything about it except for I'm pretty sure at the very beginning he's like being abused, or his mom is being abused by his dad or something. That's literally the only thing I remember, and it's probably because I watched that part and was like, I don't really like this, and just didn't watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
Or like just kind of zoned out for the rest of it.
Probably a better choice not to watch it.
But that one, Jennifer Connelly was in that one, right?
Yeah. Okay. And Sam Elliott.
Oh, I didn't know Sam Elliott was in it.
Yep. He played Thunderbolt Ross, which I wish he had done in this one.
Darn.
Yeah,
that makes me mad because
Yeah, I like Sam Elliott a lot more. He would have been great.
Gosh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just really, really messing things up for you.
Ruined my day.
I'm so sorry.
Ruined. Completely ruined. Oh my god, I'm done. I gotta go. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'll do this one.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
okay. I appreciate it, at least in this movie, that it starts out during the credits, in the opening credits. It just pretty much shows how he becomes the Hulk without giving us a long backstory.
And I wasn't even paying attention until like I just happened to look up from my phone because I think I was getting ready to write my notes or something.
Yeah.
And then I look up and I'm like, oh, there's actually stuff happening. I thought it was just music.
I believe you might have been opening a bag of candy.
Oh, that was it. That was it.
I like how you tried to make yourself seem... like, I was opening my notes to write down.
I literally couldn't remember, but now that you've said it, yes, I I had a bag of Easter candy, and I was trying to find my scissors that I usually keep on my desk over here on my table right next to my couch.
Yeah.
Couldn't find them, so I had to go into the kitchen and use my kitchen scissors.
Yeah.
To cut it open. And then I got back and sat down, and I was like, oh, I should have been watching this. I am missing important things, I feel like. Yeah. And then I just went ahead and ate my candy, and was just like, well, whatever.
I mean, they pretty much went into what happened anyway.
Yeah.
Because he put himself into an experiment with gamma radiation, and it turned him into the Hulk, and he blew a bunch of stuff up. Betty Ross got injured at some point, and General Ross
was like, get out of here!
Also got injured at some point.
Don't talk to my daughter ever again. Yeah. He goes off. He's all like on the run. There are like all of these newspaper articles about he's been sighted. There's like green Bigfoot and stuff like that. Yeah. Or green Sasquatch, I think is what it was. But yeah.
This is a different origin story than his actual like comic origin story, which is they were testing like a gamma bomb, and there was a kid on the testing field. Oh, okay. And he's like, oh no! And he ran out to save him and pushed the kid into like a trench to save him. But he took the blast of the bomb, and it made him hulky. And that kid was Rick Jones. And if you're asking me, should have just let him die.
Rick Jones. I have heard you talk about Rick Jones and how much you hate him.
I hate Rick Jones.
Yeah.
So, luckily he's not in this movie.
I always want to call him Rick James.
Nope.
Rick Jones.
Rick Jones.
Yeah, so it's finally, once all the credits get through, it shows Brazil, some city in Brazil, and it has this long, like, panning shot across the whole town. I'm like, this was probably 3 minutes that you could have cut. We didn't need this much. Yeah. And then they do it again later.
I mean, it's like, but this movie was under 2 hours.
It was, so
they were padding it out a little bit, maybe.
I guess, but it's like, okay, some of this is unnecessary, but I mean, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah, and they're just setting up the world, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so he's there in Brazil living with a dog. It's been 158 days since his last incident, because it does keep a count occasionally. It'll be like days since last incident.
Yeah, which at first I thought maybe it was when he turned into the Hulk, but they say later that he's attacked some hunters at some point, and
some hunters in Canada, I think, and then
some police officers.
Yeah, there were several different ones.
So there might have been some other incidents.
Yeah,
he's learning Portuguese. He's trying to,
and he's using Sesame Street. Wasn't it Sesame Street?
Mm-hmm. Yep. With Grover.
Yep. So there we go. Grover's helping him. And so he's learning like hungry, how to say hungry, and
which is weird. He learned hungry, and then he used it later, like, you don't want to make me hungry. You won't like me when I'm hungry. Like, figured he would have known that was hungry.
Yeah, you would think so. But I guess that was several weeks later or something. I don't know. Yeah. He's doing breathing exercises to control his anger. He's got a guy who's teaching him. And I was like, are they belly dancing? Because, I mean, they're like, use your diaphragm. He's, like, doing all weird things.
That guy was really into it.
Uh-huh. And then you find out he works, like, at a drink factory. Like
some bottling
plant where they make some kind of orange soda-looking thing, I guess. Yeah. Or some
pineapple
yellow.
soda, maybe.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And he's up there. One of the controls messes up.
The switch.
Yeah. So the like foreman or whatever comes and gets him and is like, "Hey, can you fix this for us?" Because apparently he's really good at it. He's been doing it for a while.
He's a very smart guy.
And so, I mean, it makes sense. So he fixes it, and he's like, you need a new one. He's like, well, we need a new factory.
Well, don't worry, it's going to get destroyed anyway.
But then he's like putting it back putting it all back together, and he cuts his finger somehow. Yeah. And he's like, oh no.
Blood falls down into the processing line.
And he's like, everybody stop the line. So he goes down there. And he's like, I gotta find that drop of blood. So he gets down there, he sees a drop of blood, and he wipes it up, and he's like, all right.
Didn't land in any bottles, thank goodness.
We're good. And he like super glues the wound back together, so it's not gonna bleed anymore. And I was like, that thing dropped it. When it was dropping, there were 2 drops of blood.
We saw it too.
I'm like, Okay.
And your suspicions were confirmed.
Yep, because they start it back up again, and there's a bottle that's got blood on it, and like the stuff goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when they put like the whatever machine it is that they put the drink in with,
yeah,
I feel like it suctioned onto there, but maybe not. And if it suctioned onto there, it was on the rim, so surely blood would have gotten into more than one, because it would have been stuck on the rim, and it would have gone. But
yeah, that's true.
Whatever.
That's a good point. Yeah,
it's fine. It only goes.
Maybe it was a negligible amount.
I guess so.
That stayed on there,
but it's only in one, and you see it, and it's just like there's
just blood.
So gross, and to think that somebody's going to drink that, and then of course I was like, what if that just doesn't show up again? It would be really funny.
Yeah.
But,
it's just out there for the sequels.
So there we go. And then, like, the end of the day, he's about to go home. There's this girl that I guess he's been talking to, kind of. You see her, like, looking at him or something at some point. Maybe she just really likes white guys, because he's the only white guy.
Maybe.
Because you find out he's the only white guy in Brazil.
Yeah,
basically.
in Brazil. The whole of Brazil. Nobody's visiting. It's just,
jeez. And she's being, like, accosted by these three guys. So he's about to leave, and he's like, no, I should probably do something about this. So he goes back, and he walks up to the guy, and he's like, or actually he walks up, and he's like, hey, so-and-so, talking to the girl, you do want to go get lunch?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, what are you talking about? Don't be talking
away,
to her.
gringo.
Yeah. And he's like, don't make me hungry. You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry. And it's like, you were so close, and yet so far.
Yeah.
So,
but the foreman stops any fight before it happens.
Yep.
So
there we go. Everything's fine. He goes home. He gets on his computer. He talks to this guy called Doctor Blue. Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
And he's Mr. Green, because of course he's Mr. Green, because what other color would he be?
That's right.
So, yeah. Then it goes to Thunderbolt Ross. He's talking about
they're getting a team together.
Yeah, they're getting a team together. Someone comes up to him and is like, we've had another incident. There was someone that had
someone's exposed to gamma
radiation. And it's like, it was in a bottle. And it shows who it is. Yeah. It was Stan Lee. So Stan Lee bought the bottle and takes it out of his fridge and drinks it and gets gamma radiation. So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see Stan Lee turn
Hulk.
into the Hulk, but we didn't get to,
That's
unfortunately.
It's a very big shame.
Anyway, so they're like, all right, we got our team together. We've got this guy...
Emil Blonsky.
He's Russian, but he was raised in
the UK.
It's like, okay.
They're like, we gotta explain
this accent because it's Tim Roth.
Yeah.
So we gotta explain Tim Roth's accent, but why he's called Blonsky.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So, they're like, we're going to this town in Brazil. That's where the factory was, the bottling factory. So we think he's there. So... go in there and look for the only white guy.
Find the white guy.
Oh, man. So he's like asleep in bed. Excuse me. Bruce is asleep in bed. Yes. No one else. Just Bruce. He's got his dog there with him. So they show up. They know, I guess they just automatically know where he is.
Yeah.
I guess they just went to somebody and said,
located that apartment.
Hey, where's the only white guy living in town?
Seen a white guy.
Yeah. So they find his apartment. There's like this dog outside that's barking and everything. They shoot the dog.
Yeah. We're hoping they just sedated it, but...
don't know.
We don't know for sure. They might have killed that dog.
So I was like, I don't like this movie anymore.
Yeah. It's like, geez, man.
It's like, we're only like 20 minutes in. I'm already not a fan. So they do... break into his apartment, and there's a dog in there because, he lives with a dog.
Yep.
They shoot it,
They shoot that dog, yeah.
And then they shoot his bed, but he's not in bed. He's gone. He
put a little dummy in there.
Mm-hmm. So he must have known something. He ran out. He has his laptop in his backpack, and he is trying to get away from him, and they're chasing him.
Going down alleys, going down the streets.
It did show the dog on the floor, and it looked like it had something sticking out of its neck.
Okay, so maybe.
So that's why I was
sedated.
like, I'm pretty sure they just tranquilized the dog.
Okay.
And they didn't actually kill it.
We'll hope so.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt,
Yeah.
I guess. Although, would I be surprised if they just straight up killed the dog?
No. Yeah.
Because, especially considering how inconsiderate they are about everybody else throughout the rest of the movie.
The army does
The
not
army
care.
is the bad guy in this movie.
Yeah.
What in the world?
They don't care about anybody.
No, they're just running over cars left and right.
They're just ramping off of everything.
What in the world? That oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, man.
It's ridiculous.
It's great.
Anyway, so he gets out of there. He's running through the streets. He's trying to avoid everybody, and he runs into the bully guy.
The bullies, yep.
From the factory, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you gotta be kidding me!"
Yeah.
So they start throwing punches at him. He
Pull some sweet moves.
Yep, he gets out of there. They're chasing him too now. So now he's not only being chased by the U.S. government agents or whatever, he's also being chased by these guys.
Yep.
So he runs into the factory, and he also has like a heart monitor on, which helps him, if he hears it like beeping, he knows it's getting too high. He can sit and he can kind of like do his breathing exercises and calm down so he won't turn into the Hulk.
Right.
But, and he does have to stop at one point and do that.
Yeah.
So he makes it, he goes to the bottle factory, goes in there, those guys, his coworkers follow him in, and they corner him.
Yeah.
They throw his backpack on the ground. He's like, my laptop! But he doesn't do anything else. And then they start like they start beating him up.
Yeah.
And his watch is just going crazy.
Yep.
And the military are there. They're waiting for their chance to hit him with the trank darts.
They just start tranking the
They trank one of the guys.
Yeah.
And he falls over. And then the Hulk shows up.
Yep.
And he just starts
Wrecking shop.
Yeah, just wrecking
Literally.
everything.
Yeah.
The whole factory.
Yeah.
They're shooting tranquilizers at him. Nothing has helped. Because they're
They all
like,
just
shoot
bounce
everything
off.
at him. And it just does not stick to him at all.
Yeah.
The bullets have no effect on him. He's just like throwing stuff everywhere.
Yeah, he's hurling forklifts and tanks.
Oh, yeah, because Blonsky's like on this like scaffolding or whatever. And he starts trying to shoot him.
Yeah.
And then he just throws a forklift at it. Blonsky survives, of course, but...
He's the best of the best.
Exactly. And he gets away. And the funny thing is, like, Blonsky's like, I almost had him, but then that green guy came out of nowhere and all this stuff. And then Ross is like, yeah, that's him.
He is the green guy.
He's like, you're gonna have to do a lot of explaining right now because I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So there we go. But they, of course, since the bullies threw his laptop, the government now has his laptop.
Yep.
So they're checking it. They know that he has been talking to somebody named Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
But they don't know who it is, and they can't track it.
Right.
So there we go. He wakes up. He's like...
At a waterfall.
At a waterfall. It's real
Hulk
nice.
loves scenic areas.
It's very pretty. Yeah, he does. He loves waterfalls.
He does,
because
man.
there's another waterfall later. It's like, what is with you in the waterfalls, bro? So he wakes up in Guatemala.
Yes.
And he doesn't realize he's in Guatemala.
Right.
But he finds a road. He stops a truck that's driving down. It's either got like mangoes or some bananas or something in the back.
Yeah.
And he starts talking to the guy in Portuguese, and he's like, I don't speak Portuguese. So he starts talking to him in Spanish. And he's like, where am I? He's like, Guatemala.
Yeah.
He's like, hop in, I'll give you a ride.
I'll take you to town.
So then suddenly he's in Mexico.
Oh, was he in Mexico at that point?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, did the Guatemalan take him to Mexico? That's
I didn't tell you what city.
That's a long way, that's all. Okay.
And as he's walking into town,
Let me guess, it's not that long. Not that far away, but still.
It's a ways, though.
Yeah.
As he's walking into town, the sad music from the Hulk plays, the TV show.
Oh, I didn't
When he's like walking down the street, it's like, do, 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 do.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I wish I had noticed that.
Yeah.
But he's, darn.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he's in Mexico. And Ross is talking to Blonsky about the super soldier serum.
Yeah. It's like, you wanna do some stuff? You really want to help get him?
We got this serum that you can take. And he's like, yeah, sure, sounds great. So he gives it to him, or they give it to him.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's exactly the same as what they give to
Yeah, I mean, I think it's maybe altered. It was on the tank, it said Weapons Plus program, which is the organization that made like Captain America, Wolverine, Deadpool, everybody. Mm-hmm. They're the Weapon X program, or Weapons Plus. So yeah, it doesn't seem to have the same effect as Captain America. He doesn't get all buff and taller.
Oh no, he does not.
No.
Nope, he does not get taller, that's for sure. So, anyway, but they do give him the serum. Mm-hmm. Then we go to Culver University, Virginia, and that is where Betty Ross works.
He's making really good time.
Oh, yeah, he's just all over the place.
It's been like 16 days or something like that, maybe? Because this is like maybe 17 days since last incident.
Something like that, yeah. So. But he sees her like walking around the campus. Yeah. And then there's another guy that shows up and they're holding hands.
Ty Burrell.
How dare Ty Burrell take his woman?
And I don't know that they ever like say his name in the movie, did they?
I think when he goes to Stanley's pizza place, I think Stanley tells him.
Oh, okay. Because he's playing Doc Samson, who's a big character in the Hulk comics. He's like a psychiatrist that will sometimes help the Hulk and sometimes be an enemy of the Hulk. Okay. So, yeah.
Because I know Stanley does tell him that it's a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
So, he probably does say.
And in the comics, he gets like exposed to some of the Hulk's radiation. His hair turns green and long, and for a while he was like Samson where his strength was in his hair.
Oh, so, interesting.
Yeah, but they changed that. But yeah, so he's something.
Okay.
I wouldn't have mind Ty Burrell with some green hair. Long green hair.
Would have been interesting.
Would have been good.
So, yeah, he's all sad about it that Betty's apparently with somebody else. And
but
so
Ty Burrell's so nice.
He is very nice in this
Ty
movie.
Burrell. I like him as a person.
Oh, I don't know anything about him as a person.
Yeah, he seems really nice.
His character is very nice in this movie.
He
is.
He is. Even though he betrays them.
Oh, well, technically. But, I mean, okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So he goes to the pizza place, Stanley's pizza place. Mm-hmm. Yes, Stanley, somebody who's known both of them for a while.
Yeah.
And he's like, can I stay here? Stanley was like, yeah, sure. He's like, can I like have a job or something? I don't know if he's asking for a job, but he does have like the pizza bike and he's got pizzas and stuff in it.
He at least needed that because he's trying to get the data from the experiment.
Yes.
Because Mr. Blue can't do much else without it.
Yes.
All their experiments are like kind of failing and because he's trying to cure himself of
we didn't even talk about like what he and Mr. Blue are trying to do.
Yeah, that's his ultimate thing is he wants to cure himself. So
yeah, so they keep experimenting on stuff. He sends his blood to Mr. Blue so that he can experiment there. And so that's basically it. He's trying to find a cure.
Yeah.
And he takes his little pizza bike and he goes to the building where Betty Ross works, where they do their scientist stuff. Mm-hmm. And he gets up there. There's a security guard.
Yep. It's Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
The original Hulk.
So he's there and he's like, sorry, you can't go up. And he's like, oh, come on, man. Just, you're gonna get me fired if I can't go, take this up there. He's like, and I got an extra medium pizza for you. You want a pizza? And he's like, well, okay, I'll let you up. And he takes that pizza.
It's just like, why did he have that? I mean, we know why, because he set it up to do this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he probably had like an extra one just in case something happened. So he could use it. So he gets up there and he starts going, he's like on one of the computers up there. He's trying to get information. And it shows the guy who he gave the pizza to. Yeah. And
Martin Starr.
Yes, I couldn't remember his name, but he plays one of the teachers, like the main teacher, in the Spider-Man movies. Yep. And that's kind of funny because I have, like, in my head now, I have that he got fired because they found out what he did. So he got fired from that job, and he had to take a job as a teacher instead. So
Makes
he
sense.
ends up teaching Spider-Man eventually in, a few years.
Yep.
So that's my head canon.
I think that's as good a canon as anything else.
So he gets whatever he needs from there. Or maybe he doesn't get what he needs from there. I don't really know. I don't know what he does while he's there.
Well, yeah, he's looking for the data, and he found they deleted it. They wiped it out.
Okay, because I wasn't paying attention, honestly. So he goes back to where he's staying at the pizza place, but Betty is also there with, what's his face? Ty Burrell.
Ty Burrell, yeah.
She's there with him. They're getting a late night pizza, I guess.
Yeah.
And while
late Friday night pizza.
Yeah, so while they are there, she sees him come in, and he sees her, and he runs out. She chases after him.
Oh, okay.
And he hides.
Yeah. Sorry. I felt like I remembered that Martin Starr's character in this was somebody, like, and so I was looking it up. I apologize. So in the novelization, his character was named Amadeus Cho, which is weird.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he's not Asian.
No, he's not at all.
But yeah, Amadeus Cho is like one of the smartest people in the MCU and all this stuff. But
I have heard of that character.
But yeah, they might have kind of rewritten it. Maybe he is the teacher.
We're gonna say he is.
Yeah.
So he runs off into the rain, and she goes off in her car. I guess she just left Ty Burrell at the pizza place. I don't really know. She's like, sorry, I gotta go.
Pieced out on Ty Burrell.
She's like, bye, Ty. Gets out of there.
Bye, Ty.
And she finds him walking around in the rain, and they hug, and she's like, don't leave. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So she finds him. She has the data on a flash drive.
She saved it so it wouldn't get deleted.
Exactly. And
he hangs out at her house. Like, she lets him stay there at her house.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm just trying to think, because in my notes, this is actually when they give Tim Roth, or excuse me, Blonsky, the serum.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Ross wants to... They talk about how he wants to use the Hulk to make a weapon. Yeah. He gives super soldier serum to Blonsky.
Seems very painful.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And so, we said it a little early, but that's fine, whatever.
Yeah, we're good.
So, he's like, tomorrow I'm going to leave. And she's like, okay, well, let me at least walk you to the bus station. Yeah. So that's what they're doing. They're going to the bus station, and they're like... on campus. I guess it's a campus bus station. I don't know. But they're there on campus. And here comes the military just driving over people's cars.
They're just launching over bushes.
What in the world?
Yeah, they do not care about civilians, human life.
So they just like show up. He starts running, and he starts running. So he starts running. He goes like into a library and starts trying to like run it through the stacks. There are a couple of people in there because we were like, I would hate to be on a college campus. You're trying to study for your finals. Yeah. You have like one final article that you need to look up for your research. Yep. And then suddenly this man runs down the stacks. And then the whole military just
followed by the rudest military in
they just like pointing guns at you and everything. Can you imagine?
Just shoot it. They'll just drive a Jeep through the library. It seemed like.
Oh my gosh. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So he stops. He goes upstairs. He stops and he swallows the flash drive. Yeah. Because he's like, I don't want him to get it. Swallow it.
They'll never find it inside me.
I guess so. They'll never x-ray me and see that there's something traveling through my innards or anything. That's right. They're doing all of that. And
Betty stops a tank, real Tiananmen Square type.
Yeah, she does. And she's like, Dad, get out here. I know you're in there. And so I was like, run her over. But he didn't. He he opened the tank.
Begrudgingly stopped.
Exactly. And she's like, this is why I don't talk to you anymore.
That's why we haven't talked in years.
This is why. This is what you do. I hate it.
Y'all are destroying everything. Y'all are the worst army.
So they trap Bruce in these two, like in like a hallway kind of thing with a bunch of glass. Which
we saw in What If.
Yes.
Where he gets shot with Ant-Man. Spoilers.
Yep. Yeah. So sorry. So spoilers for What If. And they shoot some smoke bombs in there.
Yeah, some kind of gas.
Or gas, whatever. And he sees... she starts running. Betty is running toward.
She was running.
And there are these guys following her. She like just smacks, like elbows one of them in the nose and breaks his nose. Straight up in the nose, yep. And he sees it and he gets mad and he hulks out.
Yep.
And he jumps out of there and he just starts smashing everything. That's what Hulk does.
Everything gets smashed.
People are just shooting at him and it's not doing anything.
They just keep bringing in more cars with more stuff, ramping over trees and stuff.
Bring in that one. And it's just, they're just crushing everything. Luckily, it's apparently a campus with only one building, so it's not that big of a deal.
Everything's fine.
Oh, goodness. And, of course, Blonsky is there with his super soldier thing. Yeah. And you can tell that he's running faster than all the other people.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, there's a big fight. There's tanks everywhere. He, like, tears tanks apart. He tears jeeps apart. He's just, like, using stuff as shields and all kinds of stuff. He has a big fight with Blonsky. And
Blonsky stands up to him. It's like, is that all you got?
Well, this is actually it's later when he stands up to him, because first they come out with like the big, they call them the cannons, and it's like these sonic cannon things. And it knocks Blonsky down at first, but he manages to get away.
He's able to leap up and it kind of knocks him to the side.
Yeah, but it looks like it's really hurting Hulk.
It's all full on.
But he ends up, like, he still has those two pieces of tank or whatever he had, and he throws one of them and destroys it. And he sees Betty
again, and she's in minor distress, maybe.
Yeah, basically.
Somebody might have her arm or something.
Yeah, and so he destroys those things.
Yeah.
And... And they're like, okay, he's destroyed those. Bring in the choppers. Yeah, so those are heading in.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that's when Blonsky goes up to him and he's like, "Is that all you got?"
Yeah.
And Hulk just kicks him.
Just straight up, we are Sparta. Or this is Sparta kicks him.
Kicks him. He rolls.
Yeah.
Across the yard, hits a tree.
Just
falls over.
Comic scene in the movie. We watched it so many times.
I was like, we gotta watch it again. I was like wheezing. It is
very funny.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't kill him, by the way.
Yeah.
He's fine. It's
He's not pretty messed up, but it looks brutal.
Oh my gosh. I mean, he just like smacked straight into it.
It was just so over the top that it was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. But so he kicks him into a tree. Then the chopper shows up, or it's about to show up, and Betty walks over to him, and she's like, "It's okay, calm down." And that's when the chopper shows up, and it starts, it shoots some kind of rockets or whatever.
Yeah.
And Thunderbolt Ross is like, "Stop!"
He's like, "Shoot him. Wait, stop.
Wait, my daughter's out there." And so he saves Betty from that.
He pretty much just covers her
up. There's a big explosion and everything, so he saves her. And
he's killed a lot of people in this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then he has her, he's like holding her body and everything. She's knocked out. And then he just walks away with her.
Yeah.
And they let him because they're like, yeah,
we might have gone a little too far.
I don't think there's anything else we can do right now.
We have no more big weapons
to shows like
drive in.
It shows like the news report. I'm like, I really hope that those people that were on campus, those students that were like videoing it, I really hope that they got that part with the tree. Cause, can you imagine?
We can hope, yeah.
That would have gone viral, I'm sure. Then they're like in a cave. Yeah. And I know I've said that I've never seen this movie before. I've only seen like one section, like one little scene section kind of part of it. This is it, because it was like at the cave.
Yeah.
And he gets mad because he puts her in, and then he like hits his head, and it's thundering, and he's just like, "I'm mad at everything," and he like yells at the sky. Right now. So old man yells at cloud, and she's like, "It's okay, calm down.
Yeah, we're fine, bro."
She's like, "Daddy, chill." And so she's like, just sit here. Yeah. It's fine. We're going to be okay.
And he calms down.
And he's fine.
He's still the Hulk, but he's a calmer Hulk.
Supposedly they're in the Smoky Mountains, because I'm like, where the heck are they?
Yeah. This movie goes all around the place.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Virginia and the Smoky Mountains, they're like right there. So
yeah.
It's, I mean.
But you never know where the Hulk's going to end up.
That's true. So, the next morning, he's back to his normal self. He looks like a homeless person.
Yeah.
And she's like, she gets him a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
He takes a shower. So we get a little naked scene of Edward Norton. You don't see anything except his really skinny thighs.
It's like skinny. He's got chicken legs, man.
Yeah, really. It's like,
really
okay.
Skinny legs.
But,
and we found out, because they were getting stuff out of her house.
Yes.
The army was, and we found that Ty Burrell was the one that called them and told him where he was and stuff. So that's how they found him.
Okay. But also, he's not happy that they're taking all that stuff.
Yeah. He was like, you put your daughter in danger.
Yeah.
You nearly killed her.
Yeah.
He saved her.
Exactly. He's
I think you're wrong.
Yeah, he's like, now I know why she never talks to you, because you're a jerk.
He's like, she's abetting a fugitive or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll arrest her too. I don't care.
So it's like, well, fine. You're never going to see me again anyway. And Ty Burrell is out of the movie.
Sadly.
He's out of the MCU for now.
He is. Maybe forever, sadly.
Who knows? Maybe they'll bring him back for something.
I hope so.
So, yeah, they're in a hotel room. They can't even make out with each other.
He can't get too excited.
If he gets too excited, he'll Hulk out.
That would be horrifying.
Oh my god. Just making out with somebody and then suddenly, I mean, he would crush her.
Yeah.
Yikes.
She got him some clothes and a new heart monitor.
Mm-hmm.
And she got him some nice purple shorts.
Yep.
Real wink wink. Nudge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they realize that they can't use her credit cards or anything like that. They have like $40 basically.
Luckily, she can use her lip gloss.
Yes.
So
I mean, honestly, if I pretty much always have lip gloss. If I don't have lip gloss, I'm going to be real sad. Or not lip gloss, but chapstick.
Yeah.
I don't care about lip gloss, but I need something for chapped lips.
Yeah.
So while they're like at a gas station or something.
Yeah.
He uses the computer.
He uses a computer? Like, why was there just a computer there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But he uses it to send the data to Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
But of course, it goes through S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, now we know who Mr. Blue is. It is Dr. Samuel Stearns.
Uh-huh.
Who works at some university in New York.
Yep.
And is played by Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah.
So there we go.
There he is.
And they realize they're trying to get to New York so that they can talk to Mr. Blue, because they're like, we're going to meet up. And they can't get over the bridge because it's blocked. They're looking for them. Mm-hmm. They know that they're headed into New York.
Doing a checkpoint.
So they take a boat.
Uh-huh.
Get over there and they meet
that
with
$40 really stretched out.
Right?
They bought a truck.
Oh, no, because she sold her mother's necklace.
Oh,
or that she pawned it or whatever.
Sell it. Oh, yes. Okay.
Because like at the end, he gets it back.
Okay.
And sends it to her.
I thought I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, because she's like, I guess we could pawn this. But
he was like, but this is your only memory of her.
Yeah, this is the only thing you have left of your mother.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, but we can get it back.
Yeah. So
which
I guess
they do.
All right.
Or he does.
Yeah.
So they do have some money from
all
that.
Right.
So they get there, they meet Mr. Blue. He tells them that the cure might not work. Yeah. And if it does, it could be fatal. So,
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of tests and stuff. Or I guess that's later.
That's later. Yeah. So yeah, he's like, so we can try it if you really want to.
Yeah.
So they do. It seems to have worked.
Yeah. He turns into the Hulk. They put the antidote in.
Yeah.
They like had to mix the antidote with his blood.
Yeah.
And then put it back into him, and it turns him back into Edward Norton.
Yeah, and he seems fine.
Yeah.
And then...
And he's like, that's great. This never works on our test subjects.
Yeah, and they're like, what are you talking about, test subjects? And he's like, well, we started with rats and this and that, and then we worked up to whatever. I don't really know. But then he takes them into the back room, and there's just like Edward Norton blood everywhere.
Yeah, bags of blood.
He's like, I didn't send you all this. He's like, no, but I did this. And
I had to make it from the sample you sent me and all that.
It's like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, that's not why I sent you my blood. I sent you so that you could find the cure.
Yeah.
Not to do this, because he's like, we could use this to cure people of all these things and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he could be impervious to disease and all that.
And he's like, that's not what we were trying to do.
It's so dangerous.
What are you doing now?
We could all be Hulks. It would be great.
You've got blood everywhere, and anytime, and if it touches anybody, if anybody ingests it, they're going to get gamma radiation. Yep. What are you thinking?
Yep.
Sir.
So that makes him pretty mad.
But anyway, then of course the military show up.
They're back, maybe.
Blonsky's there, of course.
Yeah, and we saw earlier he was looking pretty bad.
He's looking bad.
He's very sweaty, very gaunt.
His spine is doing some weird thing.
Yeah.
But he's like, but I'm still gonna do this, bro. I'm still gonna get this done. I'm gonna catch him. Man. So of course they don't catch him.
No.
Or no, they do catch him.
They do catch him.
That's right. Because he's just regular Edward Norton now. That's right. He's just regular Bruce Banner. So they do catch him. They take him onto a helicopter. They take Betty also. Up. Yeah, he's handcuffed. And Thunderbolt Ross is like, you should just be lucky I'm not arresting you because you're my daughter. Yeah. She's like, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. You just get right the heck out of my face.
Yeah. And we found out that he wants what's in Edward Norton. He wants the Hulk so he can weaponize it pretty much. He told Edward Norton he wanted to cut him open and dissect the Hulk and so he can use it. Mm-hmm. So that's why he really wants him. He's not doing it for any good reason.
Oh no, he's definitely not doing it for a good reason. Which is kind of why in Civil War, when he shows up and he's like, here are the Sokovia Accords, I'm like, don't trust him.
He's not reliable.
That's one of the reasons that I'm not on his side. Yeah, that I'm like, Cap's got it right.
He's a bad dude.
So yeah, in case you ever wondered, yes, I sided with Cap.
All right. That's right.
I mean, I can see both sides, but, I just don't trust Ross.
Yeah.
So then Blonsky is up there with, what's-his-face, with Dr.
Stearns. Is it Samuel Stearns?
Yeah, Stearns.
Yeah. And he knocks out one of the military people.
Yeah. And he's like, why are you always knocking people out?
That was
great. Because he was the one who knocked out Edward Norton.
Yeah.
I keep saying Edward Norton instead of Bruce Banner, but you know who I mean.
Yeah, we know.
So yeah, he's the one who knocks him out, but then he knocks her out, and he's like, I want you to...
Draw me like your French girls.
Yes. I want you to turn me into a Hulk.
Make me Hulk.
Basically. And so he's like... That doesn't seem like the best idea, but okay, I'll do it, but you're gonna kill me if I don't.
Well, no, he's all for it.
Well,
because he thinks the Hulk is like a beautiful creature, like a god. And
he does seem to be a little...
He was just like, I want you to be aware. I need your informed consent that you know what's going to happen to you.
And, well, the thing is, he's like, you look like you've already got something going on.
You got a little juice in your veins there.
So I kind of would like to know what is going on with you first before I do this.
Yeah.
Because he's like, because it could have some kind of adverse effect, and I don't want you to be like, I'm mad at you because of what you've done, kind of thing.
Exactly.
But he's like, sure, let's do it.
Yeah. So they do it.
So they do it, and then...
He turns straight into the Abomination.
Yep, he does. And he runs out. Well, first he, pushes Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah.
I can never remember their names. He pushes Dr. Stearns, and he hits some of his equipment. He hits his head, and then some of the blood
drips down onto him.
Makes his head look real weird for a second.
Yeah, so he
smiles.
He was supposed to be turning into the leader, who's this weird dude with this really long head that did get exposed to it, and it made his head like all big.
Okay, because I was going to ask you who he was supposed to be.
Yeah, he looks real weird, and he's like really smart. He's a real bad guy.
So that kind of makes me think of the bad guy from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Where he has like the big brain kind of thing.
It's pretty much
the big head.
pretty much exactly like that, yeah.
Okay, interesting. So yeah. Abomination. Abomination is now a thing. Yep. So there we go.
There he is, and he's like, I'm just gonna start destroying stuff.
I'm just gonna destroy everything.
No real point to it. Just gonna this is my life now.
And then he's like, send me something to fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight.
And so they're like, the Hulk is out. He's going crazy through the city. And they're like, no, he's not. He's in the helicopter with us.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't know what that thing is, but it's hulked out. So here's some footage of it. And they're like, oh, crap. What has happened now?
And he's like, you gotta send me in, boss.
Yep.
You gotta let me in there.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
That's right.
And so he's like, fine, do it. So he just like, he's like, okay, I'm gonna, don't even worry about setting me down on a building. I'm just gonna jump out of the plane right here. Or I guess it is a plane, kind of, or helicopter.
It's a helicopter, yeah.
Whatever, anyway. So he kisses Betty goodbye or whatever. Yeah. And he just falls out.
Yep. And he's trying to hold
He's like, all right, I gotta turn angry. Come on, I gotta do this. And he's like, oh, this is not.
Like, oh,
this
crap.
is not working. And then he just hits the pavement.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the movie.
Big old hole. Yep. Credits roll.
Was not in the Avengers.
Abomination killed everybody.
No, I guess he hit the ground and turned into the Hulk under the pavement.
Yeah.
He comes up. I don't know how he survived.
Yeah.
But he comes up. He starts going after Abomination. And there's
Abomination is blowing up cars. People are running around everywhere, not running away. They're just running up and down the street, basically.
Yes. I'm like, get out of the way. Go into a building. What is wrong with you?
The army continues just driving around, shooting or aimlessly.
Because, I mean, Abomination is like walking or running down the street, and all these people are running down the street also, but they're running in the same direction that he's running, so they're constantly like, he's constantly behind them. It's like, run down an alleyway. Go on a different street.
Yeah, just get out of there.
Go into Macy's. I don't know where they are, but there's got to be something there that they can run into.
Yeah.
Come on, people. New Yorkers, what's wrong with
the New Yorkers?
Oh, gosh. So, yeah, there's a big Hulk battle in the middle of New York.
Yep.
And they end up going, like, I thought that they were on top of a building.
I think they were.
Yeah, because they go, like, because he has to, like, go up the fire escape. He has to, like, climb up the fire escape or whatever. And they're like, I thought they were on a building. And that's when, like, at some point, the helicopter's, like, shooting at him, too. And they're up high. There's one point toward the end that I'm just like, but what?
There's a lot of chaos. Yeah. It's hard to tell what's going on.
Yeah, so to me, it looks like they're on top of a building. They're fighting. The helicopter crashes onto the building. Yeah. They're still fighting. The only two survivors in the helicopter apparently are General Ross and Betty. Yeah. And there's like a fire at one point. Hulk like does this weird thing with
leaking gas.
Where he like claps and the fire goes out.
That's one of his powers. He can create like a sonic boom with his hands, basically. Okay.
But it also puts out fires. So they're fine. And then he tries to like choke out Abomination with these chains that he had.
They're gonna rip his head off.
It looks like it. But he just kind of weakens him, I guess.
And Betsy tells him to stop.
Yeah, Betty's like, stop it!
Calms him down.
So he's like, okay,
I don't want you killing more people.
Yeah,
he's already killed how many people now?
And then he looks around, and there are like some military people that are looking at him, and then there are these cops and citizens that are just on the roof watching.
Like, why are they there?
Why? Yeah. What in the world? Get out of here. So I don't know where they came from. Mm-hmm. So he's like, well, I'm gonna get out of here. So he just like runs off.
See ya.
And they're like, okay, bye.
That's pretty much it, yeah. He goes to wherever.
And I guess they just, like, take Abomination back and cage him or something. I don't really know. They
we
don't
see him
really
in
say.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So he's out and about.
So yeah, the next time you see Bruce Banner, he is just chilling in British Columbia. He's like running through a field. He's got a little cabin there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got the little days since the last incident, 31, and then suddenly his eyes turn green. It's like, oh, okay, but why?
0. Well, I think that what they're saying is he can now control it and use it.
I guess so.
Like he wants to. So, because, I mean, that's pretty much where he's at the Avengers.
Yeah.
He knows how to control it.
So then there's a bar.
Yeah.
And Thunderbolt Ross is there, and he, instead of asking for refills, he tells them, reload. And if I didn't hate him before now, that would have done it.
Yeah, I'd be like, sir, we're cutting you off. You're obviously too drunk, or we don't want to see you drunk.
Yeah. So then someone comes in and starts talking, and it's like, I know that voice.
Uh-huh.
That's what it calls it. It's Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
And he's like, we're getting a band together.
Yep. We're getting the band back together.
He's like,
heard you got a hole.
Yeah, he's like, we're starting a group or whatever. I don't know. But basically, it's the Avengers.
Yeah.
So, there we go. I was not expecting to see Tony Stark in there.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Which I wonder, part of me wonders what they were planning. Because, I mean, I guess this movie didn't do, like, amazingly. Yeah. And then they had all the troubles with Universal. So, they were planning on making another Hulk, but they just never did. And I don't know they ever will. They're going to do She-Hulk and Ruffalo, and I think Tim Roth's also going to be in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to at least show up. But there's also, when he was talking to Ross, it was just weird because it seemed like he wanted to include him in the Avengers.
Yeah, it's like, why are you talking to General Ross?
Yeah.
He doesn't know where the Hulk is.
Right.
The Hulk is on the run. Yeah. It's not like he's going, by the way, General Ross, can we, borrow the Hulk from you? No. It's strange.
In the comics, Thunderbolt Ross eventually turns into the Red Hulk.
Oh, gosh.
Which, he's a Red Hulk. And he does get on the Avengers and stuff like that. So, and it was a big reveal. Nobody knew who the Red Hulk was. And then it was Thunderbolt Ross. And then there's a Red She-Hulk also.
Okay. Is that Betty Ross?
That's Betty Ross. Okay. And then there's a Blue Hulk named A-Bomb. And that's Rick Jones.
Oh my gosh. Rick Jones. Get him out of here.
The guy you hate that you've never seen.
No, I've actually read a comic book.
Oh, did you read?
That had Rick Jones, and also it had, what was his name? Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, I think. Probably World War Hulks.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on. But we may not, who knows how it's going to evolve. Hopefully the She-Hulk thing and furthers the Hulk story. Maybe brings in some more stuff. I'd like that. The Hulk world's kind of interesting. But yeah, how'd you feel about the movie?
It was fine.
Yeah.
It's never going to be my favorite MCU movie, but I don't know. I don't think it was as bad as people say.
It gets portrayed. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm kind of it's still real low though.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna have to watch Thor: The Dark World at some point. I'm gonna have to be okay, which one of these is actually the worst?
Yeah.
So it still could be The Incredible Hulk. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's not that bad.
All right.
I've seen worse movies for sure.
Oh yeah, we've done worse movies on this podcast.
I've seen Venom.
Yeah. Yeah. So, news segment on the podcast. If an alien came down and was like, "Hey, I want to watch a movie. I haven't ever seen any of y'all's movies.
Oh Lord.
I want to watch Incredible Hulk." Would you be like, "Yeah, go ahead," or would you say, "No, it sucks"?
I'd probably say, there are better choices out there. But if they said, "I've heard of this Incredible Hulk," and I know that there's a movie called The Incredible Hulk,
yes,
but I've also heard of a movie called Hulk.
Yeah.
If I have to watch one of these, which one should I watch? Yeah. I'm definitely gonna go with this one.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think I'd recommend it to him. Be like, yeah, it's fine. Go for it. And you're going to love this one part.
Yeah, there's this one part where somebody gets slammed into a tree. You're going to love it.
Just for that. I want you to watch this movie.
Oh my gosh.
And the alien will high five us.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to get that GIF and just like put it on our Twitter.
Yeah, I'll have to put it up there. All right.
So crazy. Love that part.
That was great. All right. So on the way here to watch the movie.
Yes.
I stopped at the store.
Yeah.
To get refreshments. And I found something. I was like, oh man, because we didn't really know what snacks we were going to do today.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some Easter candy that I guess we could have picked something. And then I have something else that we want to do at some point.
Yeah.
But
nothing seemed Hulk specific.
Yeah, it didn't really nothing really fit with the Hulk.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get to that other stuff in the next couple weeks. But,
well, maybe not the Easter candy, because it's we
may just eat all that. That's all right. But then I saw this at the store, and it seemed to fit the Hulk motif. It's usually green. Mm-hmm. This one's red, red Hulk.
True.
It's fiery and angry, just like the Hulk. And we weren't sure if it was going to be any good.
Just like the Incredible Hulk.
Yep. So I was like, oh, it's perfect. And so what we're going to be trying is Mountain Dew Flamin Hot flavor, which I guess like the Flamin Hot chips, Cheetos and whatnot in Mountain Dew form. I
guess so. So first question is, well, I guess that's really the only question. Do you like Flaming Hot Cheetos?
Kinda. Like, I've worked up to them.
Okay.
Like, when I first tried them, I was like, no, these are terrible. I do like them more with lime in there, which this is supposed to have heat and citrus, so that's good. That's a good sign. But it's never like my go-to chip. And it makes your fingers red, and it's a mess.
Okay.
It was very popular with my friends growing up, though. All the Flamin' Hot stuff. So, what about you? Are you a fan?
I have never had it because I don't really like spicy stuff, and it just looks like something I would hate.
Okay. I mean, probably.
I mean, you know me.
Yeah, I would say probably so. So I'm going to pour you a big glass of this.
Oh, gosh.
So you can drink a lot of it.
I mean, I can handle some spice, but...
It smells Mountain Dewy.
Okay. I mean...
You tell me when.
I'll probably like this better in like...
It's very orange.
Yeah, I'll probably like this better in drink form than I would in... Oh, that's fine. Stop.
I don't know. I feel like the thought of drinking it seems worse for some reason. See, it smells very Mountain Dewy.
It does. It smells very citrusy.
Yeah. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Here we go. It's got some spice. A little bit.
Yeah, I guess. I was expecting more from this.
I was expecting a lot more offensive. It's got... It builds up a little heat. It's not as bad as like the chips. It's very citrusy. Very Mountain Dewy.
Yeah.
It pretty much just tastes like Mountain Dew with a little twang on it.
Yeah. And it leaves a little spiciness in your mouth. I mean, I don't hate it, but I also don't like it, really.
Yeah, honestly, I don't hate it. I don't know why, though. I feel like I would rather just have Mountain Dew.
I feel like it's going to give me a heartburn.
Yeah, like, it's like...
But I mean, what doesn't give
have
me
a
heartburn?
Mountain Dew with a little extra heartburn. It is building up, but it's still not, like, crazy.
I like that it has a caution on it.
It also has a thing on here. It's under the caffeine content. It says, "We're here to help." And then MountainDew.com. Like, what?
Okay, Mountain Dew.
Are you addicted to Mountain Dew?
Nope.
We're here to help. I'm kind of sweating. I don't know why.
I don't either, because it's not that spicy.
I can feel a little sweat over my face.
I feel like
I'm getting red.
Those spicy chicken nuggets are spicier than this.
Oh, yeah. It's not hot. I don't know. It's just a weird sensation. What a weird idea.
Yeah.
I wonder how it's selling. I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, I don't know, but usually if you put Flamin' Hot on anything, people are going to be like, oh my god, it's the best thing I've ever seen.
It has a big following.
Yeah.
Apparently there's like Flamin' Hot Doritos right now that are really popular.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So what are you rating this concoction?
I don't know.
It's such a weird thing to rate. It's so, like, I don't know.
I guess it's like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go with a 4 or a 5.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much in the middle, but also I don't really like it that much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to drink this. I'm never going to want to drink it again. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm not buying this again.
I think I'm going to go with a 4.
Okay. I mean, I like Mountain Dew, and it does taste like Mountain Dew. It's just the unnecessary components.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll give it a 5.
Okay. So yeah, I would go with 5, but I'm also anticipating the heartburn that's going to come with it later, and that's going to drop it down a point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's just such a weird... It's just pure gimmick, basically.
Yeah.
So, if you love Flamin' Hot stuff, go for it, but don't expect it to burn your mouth or something.
Yeah, don't expect much from it.
Yeah, just... If you want to have some Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew to go with your Flamin' Hot Cheetos, you're set. This is your drink.
Maybe this is for the people who like to eat Flaming Hot Cheetos while drinking Mountain Dew. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, yeah, but I just want something to drink. I don't want a snack.
I don't want it to cool me down.
I don't want food to.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, I'll just have the Flamin' Hot in drink form.
Yeah. I kind of feel like they should have gone more all in. Like, they should have made it, like, hot. Like, yeah. Not, like, kill you hot.
This is hot. It's not flaming hot.
No.
My mouth's not on fire, so.
It's not. Yeah, there's flames on this bottle that are not representative of the actual stuff.
That's false advertising.
False advertising.
There are no flames in this drink.
You'll be hearing from our lawyers, Mountain Dew. Well, all right. So that's been the Incredible Hulk episode. Mm-hmm. Are you a fan of this Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew? Have you tried it? Are you a Flamin' Hot Cheetos person? Let us know. Are there other flavors of Mountain Dew you think we should try that are better? They have some good flavors. Like Code Red. I always liked Code Red and such. Do you think the Hulk needs a new movie? Are you looking forward to She-Hulk? Who knows? Let us know. On Twitter at HavingFunCast or on Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or you can send us an email at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
And we'll hopefully get a new snack video up soon. We've recorded it, so we just gotta get it edited and put up maybe in the next few weeks.
Yep, that's on me, so it just depends on when I feel like editing.
Yeah, we got other stuff going on in our lives, so, but stay tuned. Just, if you follow our Twitter and everything, we'll hopefully have it up on there so you can find it all there. So, yeah. Until then, go have fun and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.